In Hans Franssen's book, he writes about Erik Laubscher and how his most creative and adventurous years was from the 50s to the 70s. In this auction, we have the unique opportunity to show two works from in this era. The painting on my right is Erik Laubscher's Still Life with Iron and Fruit, painted in 1950 while he was studying in Paris at the Montmartre Academy. At the Academy, one of the most well-known lecturers at the time was Fernand Léger, but this is not the artist who inspired him with this work. He was more inspired at this time by the more commercially successful Bernard Buffet. Also, you can see traces of Picasso and Braque in this period of Laubscher's works. So it's great to see. That's why it's important. This work's important, because Laubscher went overseas and took in all these influences. He wasn't afraid of it, and he experimented with it. That is the reason why Laubscher is so celebrated today, was because he had the opportunity to go overseas, to learn from all these great artists, to see it firsthand, and then to play around with it in his paintings. This work, more inspired by Buffet, you can see with the subdued colors of grey, greens, and also the outlines, the severe black outlines. In 1950, when he was playing with these colors, it was a short-lived infatuation with Bernard Buffet. After this, he started using a lot more color and started experimenting with a lot more color. And that is what one can see more in his later works, where that color comes across. With Evening Landscape, painted in 1966, he was more inspired by that of hard edge painting, and also with abstract expressionism. And hard edge painting is known for moving away from abstract expressionism, flattening lines, not looking at the brush strokes. What Erik Laubscher has done, what's interesting, is he's combined these two styles. He's playing around, he's experimenting, being quite adventurous, as Hans Franssen was saying. So if you come closer, you will see a lot of texture in these works, a lot of overpainting, a lot of sgraffito. I've got a lot of, you almost have a feeling of built up paint, and yeah, this texture is quite fascinating in this work. So this is an interesting way of also changing your perspective. You're kind of looking at a landscape from the top, but also from the front, and you're not really sure, there's no perspective, there's nothing in this landscape that draws your attention to something specifically. There's not a little house or a tree or anything of that size. So in this sense, he allows you to be free of focus. You can just enjoy the color and the line and the form, which is something that he started off with early in 1950.